Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Allie G show for track 41. I hope everyone is having the best week ever so far. Happy almost Friday. Before we get into today's guest, I wanted to wish everyone a happy Thanksgiving a week early because I will not be dropping a track next week, but I will be dropping a track the week after. Hot take though, I hate Thanksgiving food and it's like my least favorite holiday, but happy Thanksgiving. I am so grateful for all of you. In today's track, I sit down with Marisol Banuelos, my MSol, a first-time marathon finisher who just conquered the New York City Marathon this year. Join us as MSol shares her inspiring journey from a non-runner to a marathoner, the challenges she faced along the way, and the celebrations that she had along the way. You will hear a very special surprise guest in there too, and I cannot wait for you all to hear it. All right, I am sitting here with Marisol Banuelos, my MSol. Tonight's a big recording because MSol is not only a first-time marathon finisher, but she just completed none other than the New York City Marathon. And she's in her marathon era and her running era. And I just love her so much. And I am so honored to have her here. So MSol, welcome to the Allie G show.
Thank you so much, Allie G. I'm very, very, very honored to be part of this incredible show. And this is a proof of life.
That's right.
I made, will say, proof of life.
I made Marisol get up and get her medal because she has to wear it loud and proud. But yeah, for our listeners that don't know you, because I'm lucky enough to know you, why don't you tell everyone a little bit about who you are and where you're from and what you do?
Well, my name is Marisol Banuelos. I've been living in New York City for about 14 years. I'm originally from Tijuana, Mexico. That's where, in the San Diego area, I was born in San Diego, grew up in Tijuana, Mexico. Moved to Miami first in 2007, lived there for 4 years. Really love it. Best 4 years of my life. However, I need a little bit of growth, and a little more challenging. And that's what it made me move to New York City in 2011. I moved here to continue a career in finance and also to do a master's degrees. My career in finance also cover communicating with clients across Latin America. And at the end of that, it was 2 years at Bloomberg. Then I took a sabbatical and was trying to figure out what to do with my life. And that was real estate. And I have a premiere too. I have an exclusive to announce.
Yes.
Too. After 6 years in real estate, I can successfully co-lead a top producing team that I got even Wall Street Journal Real Trends verified. I can officially announce that I joined Serhant.
Yes, she did.
As a licensed real estate salesperson, and very, very excited to join the largest brokerage, the most followed brokerage in the world. And take my career to the next level from there. So what it took me over here, I was not a runner.
Yeah, you're Superwoman. I love it.
Years ago, now I have this.
No, you were not a runner 2 years ago, and now you have that. But before we dive into the race itself, why don't you tell everybody a little bit about your running journey and your background and how you first got started?
So a little bit of my background, my running background. I was never a runner. And as probably how Mariana had mentioned in MFC, shout out to MFC. That she had mentioned it before, we did not grow up in a culture where running was common. As she has mentioned, her mom, 40 years old, that's when she started running. I'm 47. I started running when I was 45, late my 45s. So
Queen.
Thank you. So we do not come from a culture where running is common, especially women. So we don't have those role models that we were, trying to follow or pursue. So I never approached running until a couple of years ago. Being surrounded by, be careful about your circle, because that's when you start getting a little bit of the FOMO and the influence. It came out as probably a lot of people in their mid-40s, when you start running, it come from a place of either heartbreak or midlife crisis. And that's what happened. Mariana had just started teaching on the tread, and she started inviting me to her classes. And I'm like, No, like I'm there for the cheerleading, but that's
Yeah.
about it. And I have always considered myself, I always said that I was a frustrated runner. I have cheered the marathon for since I moved to New York City. It's my favorite date of the year. Like even when my apartment faces First Avenue, so I've been living here since 2016. Every single year, I have cheer for all runners,
Mhm.
and I always say like it's like I'm a frustrated runner and had to change that mindset in a couple of years ago when Mariana started inviting me. And she's like, my mom says you have a good form, and I started getting a little bit FOMO, and that's how I started like participating into more of her classes. And there was kind of like in a day, it was exactly 2 years ago in November when I was like really, 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 really sad. I log in into the New York Road Runners back then when it was easier to get into races
Yeah.
and sign up for my first half marathon that it happened to be on my birthday. So I remember it was crying, my hands were shaking. I remember I called Mariana and I
Oh.
was like, I did the scariest thing in my life. And she's like, are you okay? And I'm like, I just signed up for a half marathon. And she's like, you're coming to my class tomorrow.
Get on the tread. Which one was that? Which half?
The women's half.
Oh, that's right.
You remember?
That's right. Because I feel like that's like kind of when I first met you. We met in a yoga
Yes, around
class,
that
like
time. Yes.
briefly, and then that was your first half marathon. Because I remember when I finished, we went back and we were like cheer squatting for you.
Yes. Yep.
Wow, wow, MSol, that feels so long ago.
I
You're
know.
like you're like a seasoned runner. You're a full runner. I don't care what you say.
Yeah.
Now you are with the medal around your neck. Yeah, so what made you choose New York as your first one? I think I already know the answer, but
I mean, it
you
was
give
no
us the answer.
choice.
Yeah, I mean, you had to, right?
Yeah, you have to. It's like, it's the best city in the world. And Marathon Day is the best day in New York City. Um, it happens that I could train on the course
Hmm.
here, and also, of course, I'm being accessible, being able to participate in the New York Roadrunners races. That was an easier way. I mean, it's not easy like
Hmm. Yeah, I mean, you're
going
still
to all
doing the
these
work.
races, but it was more
Yeah.
accessible for me instead of like waiting on the lottery and or just to charity. So it was
Yeah.
more easier way to access.
And what was your reaction when you officially got into the marathon for this year? Like, did it hit you right away, or were you like, oh, I maybe we'll do this in a year or a few months? Like, what was your reaction?
You know what? This is funny because when I got into my 9+1, it was just more for the let me brag about it that I was able to
Yeah.
qualify for the marathon, but I'm not gonna run it. There's no way that I will run it. Everything is wrong with me. I have problems breathing. My feet hurt. I'm not a runner. Like it's not gonna happen.
Hmm. I think you convinced yourself, if I'm being
Yes.
honest. I don't. I
Yes.
think other people around you might have influenced, but I think you convinced yourself, which is awesome to hear. Okay, so you get into the race. You're like, all right, I guess I'm going to run this thing.
Yeah,
Where
but
did you start with training?
one thing is that I got the 9+1, but what it triggered me to decide to run the marathon, that was a different thing.
Okay, so
So
what triggered you?
I will blame it on a week in August 2024 when in the same week I got to see Taylor Swift in London.
Yes, that's right. That's right.
I got to see Taylor Swift in London because she put up with a 3.5 hour show and she was running like heels, dress, and everything nonstop, back and forward with a couple of
Hmm.
minutes to change outfits. Like we see the other big artists, I'm not gonna make names, but they take a little bit longer to change outfits. Like she was pretty much changing outfits on stage, and she was like back and forward for three
It's
and a half
insane.
hours nonstop. And I'm like, wow, this girl has an endurance, and like she's nonstop. She's doing this like in 3, 4 times a week. And that was on a Monday. No, that was on a Tuesday, and on Sunday I got to see MFC finishing the Mexico City marathon with a smile on her face. I mean,
Hmm.
very challenging because you're talking a 7,000 feet altitude. So I'm
Yeah.
like, by the way, like Taylor Swift was also fault of MFC. So it's like she's like huge responsible. Like I will say like she gets the credit for me showing up at the starting line on November 2nd.
I love that. I love that so much. And then, so when you started training, did you have a coach? Did you hire a coach?
Yes, shout out to Mike Ortiz.
Love it. Love it. Was it, and that was your first time having a coach? Other than like, of course, MFC, because I count her as a
Yes.
coach.
No, for running, yes. For running,
Yeah.
yes. I
Yeah.
mean, I have like
Love
in
it.
business, I have had a business coach before, so I know the importance of having someone who can guide you, train you, and also sets your mindset
Hmm.
for such a big event.
For sure. And was there anything like during training that surprised you? Like a long run? Like what was your first long run? Did anything stand out about it? Were you like worried to do your first long run? Anything like that?
Usually, my long runs were in Central Park because they're more accessible.
Yeah.
They were
So lucky.
it's
You're
more
so
accessible.
lucky.
Yeah. However, as I was getting above 15 miles in my long runs, I mean, I
Hmm.
live by the course. So I was like, you know what? Let me take advantage of that. I have the course right over here, and let me
Yeah.
run along the marathon course, like for my long runs. And that's what I did. Starting mile 16, that's how I started. And believe me, it made a huge difference on race day.
I bet. I bet. Because you got a chance to run over the Queensboro on
Hmm.
the pedestrian walkway, of
Hmm.
course, which I think is a spot that scares most people. So you were
And I will
lucky to
tell you
have
a
that
little
on your
bit more
training
about my
runs.
adventure. For me, was usually my besides seeing everyone. I saw you. I saw my friends
Yes,
too.
that's right.
That was the best part of the marathon. But if I will count, like where I felt the most comfortable during the course of the marathon alone, it was a Queensboro Bridge.
Really? That's like music to my ears. It's my favorite part of the course.
Yeah,
It's the best. Why do you say that? Like what about it?
because like early in the week, I started feeling like a little bit. Well, you probably remember, like for people who don't know, like I was dealing with a hip injury early in the year,
Hmm.
and I ended up having physical therapy, etc. Like focus on strength training. So the week before the marathon, I started feeling pain again, and started talking to a lot of people who have run plenty of marathons. Like, oh, don't worry, it's like it's taper week, and it's like the jitters, and like you're gonna forget about it later. And the morning of, I would start feeling like a little bit sensation over there, and I'm like, this is not good. So I'm gonna be
No.
miserable, and I was worried about it.
Yeah.
So a little bit after I saw you, which was around mile six and a half, seven, more or
Six
less,
and a half, yeah. It's between 6 and 7. Yeah.
between six, seven,
6, 7, 6, 7.
literally. So I started feeling like, pain a little bit more, and I was worried, and I was like around mile nine. I'm like, this is not gonna be good. So there's a couple of pictures that you see me like around Williamsburg Greenpoint where I'm holding a bag of ice.
No.
I will post it, like I'll send it to you.
I know you have
So
to
for the
send it to
show
me.
notes, so you
Yes,
see
for
me
the show
holding a
notes.
bag of ice, and I'm like, okay, so just like I need to get to the Queensboro because it's so loud, which is
Hmm.
great. But when you're in pain and not knowing what's going to happen, it's miserable.
Yes, yes. And everybody's screaming at you, and you're like, oh, don't tell me to keep going. I'm hurting so bad right now.
Exactly.
Please.
So I saw a friend coming down from the Polanski Bridge, and I'm like, so that was kind of like, okay, I'm going to see my friend Fazila
Hmm.
at the bottom of the Polanski Bridge. So focus on getting there. And after seeing her, like, focus on getting to the Queensboro Bridge. And pretty much kind of like I got everything, like everything was numb starting from
Hmm.
there.
Oh my
I was
God.
trying to find another friend, but because of the app crash, she couldn't find my friend Kevin. And as soon as I got into the Queensboro Bridge, I'm like, okay, let me recalibrate. So
Hmm.
I have a friend who had texted me like, just do not focus on time, just focus on finishing. And I'm like,
Hmm.
good. So I get into the Queensboro Bridge and I recalibrate. I see a girl throwing up. I see people
Oh,
crying. I see people limping. And I'm like, it hurts, but I know the course from here all the way to the finish line.
yeah.
So I know that I can finish this. The way I'm feeling, I know I can finish this race. And for
Hmm.
me, that was like, okay, changing gears, let's keep going.
Oh, there she is. Perfect timing as I'm about to ask you about pre-race, your pre-race
Sorry,
weekend.
what? So was I early?
No, this is perfect.
Oh my God, I was
You're right
talking
on
about you.
time. We've only talked about you for the last 15 minutes.
Oh God, I hope in all the good ways.
Of course. Of
I'm
Two of
still
my
course.
wearing
favorite
it.
humans.
I'm
Yeah,
still
you
wearing it.
keep wearing it. Wear it all year.
She can't take it off. She's not allowed.
She's not allowed to. It's the
She's not
best
allowed.
accessory.
That's
Yeah.
right. That's right. All right. Well, now that we have the three besties here, you can
Yes.
both of you can speak to your pre-race rituals and weekend. Like, what did you guys do? You did shakeouts and meetups and dinners and spare no details. Tell me all of it.
Well, I'll share that I got to do multiple pre-race events with Marisol, which is really special to get to do. This was my fifth time doing this race. I think it's been my favorite time for multiple reasons, but to even get to do like a semi shakeout run in studio that Marisol was a part of, and that she took good care of my parents who were coming in from the red eye, and like,
Literally, like she has a trend that like brings family members straight from a red-eyed flight to the studio.
yeah, they came straight through the LIRR to Penn Station to the studio. I've done that with my brother and sister-in-law, and now with my parents. And I was like, "Do you guys want to do a run?" They're like, "Yeah, sure." So I was like, "Marisol, I have to go prep," and she took good care of them. It was a 45-minute walk plus run, so we all participated in that at 9 in the morning on Thursday before. And then I, this is where I'm really grateful to my parents that they rallied. I was like, I had told Marisol that I really want to be there for her first expo experience because there's a magic in that. And I was like, do I have to take my parents home? And they were like, let's go. And I was like, okay, then let's
That's
go. So we all got to go to the opening day of the expo, which is, I mean, it was wild because there was a storm outside. By the time that we were leaving, like really hundreds of people were lined up outside to get in, and we came in at the perfect time to be able to go into get our bibs, get our t-shirts, walk through some of the vendors. We got a picture together with our bibs, like my parents participated, so like getting to see the expo through a first timer's eyes was really incredible.
MSol, how did you feel walking in?
it was awesome, but overwhelmed at the same time. It was so
Yeah.
overwhelmed. But it was I mean, it was I think like, from walking in, like getting the bib, getting this shirt, which I liked a lot. Yes, but it was a lot, but it was very, very fun.
It's just very different from going to the New York Roadrunners Run Center to pick up your bib
Oh
and like,
yeah,
oh, you're
no.
in, you're out. Like it's this whole hoopla.
Yeah, you can even get your hair curled at the expo.
I always make fun of Adam J. Shout out to hi Adam. But he always, each time that we go to a concert with him or an event, he always gets merch, and I'm like, why do you? That was me this time. I was getting like the jacket, the finisher, the this and that, the poster, the socks, everything themed. Like,
Yeah, you want to get
Yeah,
all
you
the
have
things.
to. It's your
yeah,
first
I'd
one.
even
I don't know
be
if I'm
there with
gonna
my
run it. Like,
parents. Like my parents wanted to buy like this certain different things. Like everybody gets into the hype of it, which is really exciting.
Yeah. That's super exciting. So what didn't you get, Marisol?
oh my god,
Did you pick up everything?
I got the official poster. I even stopped at the official like marathon stand. I got even an umbrella because it was raining, but I have an umbrella, an orange umbrella with the New York Marathon logo.
So good.
I got a friendship bracelet.
Well,
You
you
get all
needed
the
that.
things.
That was a non-negotiable. The
Yeah.
bracelet. I love it. And what date was this? This was
This
Thursday
was
or
That was
Friday?
Thursday.
Thursday.
Yes, Thursday.
And
But
then
then
Friday
on
was shakeout?
Friday night, we did the Peloton shakeout. She came by, and the that shakeout was like particularly late. It was like late at night for a
This was right
shakeout.
after the opening ceremony too.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So we did a late night uh, Peloton involvement shakeout with a bunch of, we got to see like Rocio and Yosa, like a lot of our favorite runners also show up. The Latinas kind of so and like again first timers. So like Jackie was there, and so to get to see and you feel like the excitement and also the nerves of everyone because like it's becoming real at that point. I don't know how
Yeah.
you felt, Marisol.
I know. How did you feel
Yeah,
like running the shakeout as a soon to be first time marathoner? Because I feel like you're there every time I'm there, but I'm
yeah.
always running and it was your first time doing it as a runner.
At that time, it hadn't hit me yet because I've done the same shakeout before.
Hmm.
Like we did it last year, but I was like, okay, this is a finish line. Okay, I know you're not supposed to cross a finish line, so let me make sure I don't get like too close.
So when did it finally hit you? Saturday?
I think Monday. No, sorry, Sunday.
Oh my God.
Sunday morning. Well, I have a good story with Marisol because we were checking in on Saturday before, and I don't know if she's spoken to like the whole drama with her mom coming in and not
Oh
being able to
yes.
make it in. Like her mom was going to come in to see her, and then the flight was delayed and then canceled. So it was this whole to do. And ultimately, I was going to have dinner with my parents, like the pre-race dinner. And she texted, she's like, "Can I join?" And I was like, 100%. Like,
And my
yes,
mom
it's
is like,
a,
No, you
"Mommy,
can't.
my mom is not coming. Can I show you
of course, always an open invite.
your?"
And we were having dinner with Jeffrey from Peloton and Ben Aldis, who was doing his first New York Marathon as well. So it was this really sweet unexpected, like very global family style dinner. And again, it was really nice to have all the different points of views between my parents who had done New York City Marathon multiple times before, to new timecomers, to Jeffrey and I who had already done it. Like it was just a really, really special like family night dinner.
That's really nice.
Yeah.
And
And then the following morning, we all met up in the tent before and shout out to Richie, Richie
Oh,
always
Hildebrand.
Richie. Richie's the
we
best.
always shout out Richie on the pod.
Yeah, who
All the
took us
time.
to but it's always like the nerves and the arrival and the bathroom and the just like all the things and like the security. The village is like the marathon before the marathon. But I had this moment with Marisol that was, I remember we were kind of waiting to go into the start moment. And I think the nerve, like everything, the excitement, the culmination of everything was coming to the surface. And and to see her get emotional about it, and part of me was like, I get it. And the other part was like, don't like save your energy.
Don't cry right now.
I
Definitely don't cry.
literally hug MMC like probably I don't know how many times I'm like just like hugging and breathing and like
Oh.
Ugh. Yeah, and so it's this, I don't know, between because Ali, you and I got to experience it last year, but to have this like sisterhood and all of a sudden like everything else disappears
Hmm.
truly, and you're just
Truly.
waiting for this to start. And I don't know that, uh, and again, this year hit me in a very different way, but like to watch it and watch like my best friend go from not running to making it to the start line and knowing that she was going to thrive and do amazing. And just to like, there's this really beautiful like humanity moment. It's the great equalizer. Like,
Hmm.
it doesn't matter that how many times we've done it, it doesn't matter how many races you had, how much
doesn't
training
matter
you
the
had under your
time.
belt.
Doesn't even matter your
Like,
time.
yeah, all of
Yeah.
us are just like starting at the gate, and
Hmm.
we're all about to embark on this experience. Let's go.
Yeah, for real. Oh my God, that just gave me chills. Like starting with your best friend is the most insane thing in the world.
Yeah, you got to do it last year with
I
Sid and
know.
Kate. Yeah,
And
she was like,
you. We got to
yeah,
all
we're all
We
gonna.
need to do it
everyone.
next year.
Yeah. I know. Can
I
we all
know.
do it together?
We have
But
to.
yeah, it was really special to get to hug Marisol, like hold her hand as we listened to like the national anthem, as we heard the cannons go off. Like you hear Frank Sinatra in the back. All of it. It's just like it's a very, very surreal moment. And then one, two, three, you're off onto your own journey.
It's really
I
scary.
do remember I wasn't sure like because I remember I was like, hey, should I go to the bathroom? She's like, no, we're about to start. I'm like, what? Like, really? Is it happening like now?
Yeah, what were you when the gun went off and you started? Were you just had not a care? Like you
I
were
just
like
like,
whatever's going to
okay,
happen is going to happen.
okay. I mean, I wasn't
So
sure.
crazy.
Like, is it really our turn? So
I
that
know.
was the first thing that it happened. Like, she's like, nope, let's go. And I'm like, okay, let's go.
That's wild.
Well, and I want you all to complete the whole journey of her experience, but I just to get to watch her from beginning iterations of her saying that she hated running, she didn't like to run, to getting a phone call or a text message late at night being like, MFC, what have I done? I've just signed up for a half marathon on
I
my
was telling
birthday,
her
She
that.
just told that story.
to completing a nine
I
plus
love
one,
it.
to her ringing the bell, to being with her the days leading up to the start line, to then getting to hug her with the medal in hand, like all of it. It's doesn't matter how many times you've done it, doesn't matter how many people you like, just to get to be a cheerleader on this journey
Thank you so
was
much.
one of my favorite parts of this whole experience. So I'm gonna leave you all to it, but I just wanted to give you your flowers, Marisol. And like, because Ali G, like we've seen her multiple times as cheer squad. Like she has
I
been
was
on the
just gonna say
sidelines.
we got
Like,
to cheer for you this time, even though you were
yeah.
running. You were running too, and we got to
Yeah,
cheer
but
for
I've
you.
but I get to see her. I mean, I've had her as my cheer squad in Mexico City Marathon
I
multiple
was
times.
talking
Like,
about
yeah, with her pink bullhorn.
megaphone.
Yeah, all of it, to get to witness her do something that she really deemed impossible is just really, really special. So again, I'll leave you to get to the rest of the race,
No,
but I
Mariana,
just
I mean, I always give you credit. Like, I will not have shown up to the starting line if it wouldn't be for you. Your greatest inspiration. I was telling Ali G, like, so what it brought you, like, yeah, I had done the 9+1, but that didn't mean that I was thinking about running. And I mentioned like the week of that we went to London to see Taylor Swift, which was you pushed me to that when I was like, I don't think I can do it. It's like, get out of your own way.
get out of your own
When she
way.
said that in class, when she says that in class, is because she said it to me first. And I'm like,
That's
okay. And
right.
I see we have to witness Taylor Swift putting an amazing show, like coming back and forward, back and forward, back and forward, and like not changing and like being on top of her game. And I'm like, okay, like she's an athlete. And then seeing you put in the same amount of work on a marathon at 7,000, feet altitude. I'm like, okay, what's my excuse?
Yeah, you can also do it, and that's been really beautiful and magical to watch from the other side of the sidelines. So I don't know. I think that this is there's a lot of lore and vitriol with all these races and how and why people do them, but it really is something significant when you watch someone from step one and two, like getting to that finish line. You're just like, oh, this is it. That's the real deal. So
Agreed. You're the
I'm proud
best.
of you. I'm proud of
Thank
you,
you.
MSol.
Much.
Thank you, Ali G. Thanks
Thank
for
you for
letting me
being
join.
cheer squad with me for MSol.
Well, and I would like to reiterate just finally because it takes a whole process. Like the race is just, the cherry on top, but to get to share, and this is what you and I did, Ali G, last year, like those long runs, and I got to witness Marisol in her longest run and got to share with her
Mhm.
one of her first like epic long runs. So, like that's all part of the journey, and like those are some core memories that you hold in because getting to see her like and run with her as she was finishing one of her first longest runs and then get the call at the very end like I can't believe that I ran
Mhm.
16 miles, like that's just like it blows my
I still
mind.
can't believe I got to
Look
run
at that
16,
smile.
17, 18, and 19, and 20, and then 26.2.
Yeah, 19 and
Yeah.
26.2. So you're locked
Yeah.
in.
So, but those are the ones like, because the crowd can carry you during the race and like all the different things. But I think those long runs are equally as important to celebrate because you're doing them mostly solo or you do them with someone by your side. But like, there's a lot that happens on those, whether it's
Mhm.
the defeatism of like, hey, I was meant for 20 and I can only do 18, Alley. Like, I'm going to have to cut it short, or like, I'm going to keep going. So all of those have a part of the story. So I just wanted to share that because yes, the race is the big thing, but I think that the training is just as important.
Agreed.
Love you both. Las quiero
Love you,
mucho.
Love you.
Bye.
Bye.
Okay, I surprised you successfully somehow.
This was awesome.
It was so funny because you started. I was like, we were talking about it earlier, and I was like, I think you should really come on and like say something. Like she did that for me for Boston. I was like, I really know that Marisol would love this. I'm like, please do it. And she's like, what time? And I was like, I don't know. Me and Marisol like to yap. I have no idea what time. So I texted her. I'm like, come on, quick.
Mm,
Um, no, that was awesome. But
it was awesome.
yeah,
Thank you. This is a great, incredible surprise.
no, of course, of course. So yeah, I mean, you spoke a little bit about your pre-race weekend as Mariana outlined, but was there anything backtracking a bit, and then we'll get back to the course and we'll go to race morning and all that. But was there anything like night before that you wanted to eat? Like, did you have pasta? Did you have pizza? What was your carb load strategy?
Oh God. Okay. So something that I learned during the training process, and this is why it's called training. I noticed that when I was like doing my 60-mile run, I was like, I'm getting very tired during the week. Like, not in, I was feeling so tired. I feel like I needed to sleep more, and I was like second guessing, like, am I capable to put up with a marathon? Because I feel my energy is totally depleted. And then you start like, like it's because my age, it's because I have never run before, and all that stuff. And talking to my personal trainer, like he said, like, how's your nutrition? I'm like, what do you mean? How's my nutrition? It's fine. How's your carb loading? I'm like, I just eat pasta the day before. So he's
Yeah.
like, you need to eat better, more carbs, and you need just to start carb loading for your long runs like 2 days before. And I'm like,
Hmm.
okay. So he's like, I need you just to track your macros, and even at a point where you even might need to weight the food or measure the food. I'm like, okay. So I downloaded an app called Fuelin,
Hmm.
and it was very helpful because my coach program all my runs in Training Peaks. So Fuelin has an integration with Training Peaks when, depending on how is your workout and the time of the day and everything, it has an interface with Fuelin, and Fuelin kind of like tells you like, okay, breakfast before the run, or like snack before the run, it has to be 30 grams of hypothetically of protein and
Yeah.
50 grams of carbs and blah 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 blah. So it structures like the amount of carbs, like I'm sorry, it structures all your macros throughout the day. And I noticed it was a huge game changer. So my 18-mile run was way easier. I cannot say way easier, but it felt way better than when I did my 60-mile run.
Hmm. Hmm.
So I started approaching like the carb loading, like I think it was like a 3 days before, like starting like a Wednesday and like Thursday more or less. And there was a point where I didn't like, I don't want to see any more pasta, no more bread, no more Gatorade.
Yep.
Feel a little bit bloated, so I was just trying to drink also like my carbs, like juices, Gatorade. Um, if I was going out for dinner, like non-alcoholic beer. I
Hmm.
also like approach the training like not drinking any alcohol.
Yeah.
So
I think that makes a big difference. At least for me, it did. I always like to at least like be mindful of what I'm
yes.
drinking or eating or all that. But it does. It's true that it plays a huge factor because there were some long runs where I was having the same issue, and then I would like change up the pre-race or the pre-long run meal, and I would like see what would work, and then it turned out that like I just needed more sodium. And it's like, but you don't think about those things when you're so deep into training. You know what I mean? And I certainly am not thinking about that the night before the race. You
Mhm.
know, so
You know what was funny? Like when I was having my coaching call before the marathon, and we're talking, make sure about feeling what's right.
mhm,
Mike Ortiz said like, make sure you never get hungry during the race, because when you get
mhm.
hungry, you're like it's too late already.
It's done. Yeah.
So I woke up. I started at 9:10, so I woke up. I think like around 4ish. Before the race, I had a total of two bagels.
Hmm. Well, it starts late. I mean, it doesn't matter either way, but
Yeah,
it
but
starts later, so you kind of
then
have
I
to
had
have it.
already had like a two bagels, oatmeal,
Hmm.
I think a Pop Tart, two
Hmm.
bananas, and I got my gel before starting. And then I took my second gel a half an hour. And it
Hmm.
was a point where I texted you like, and I was hungry. And that's when I
Hmm.
texted you like, what do you have?
I'm like, I
You
have
just
only
served me
the
with Graham
best.
crackers, because I'm like, I don't think the gels are gonna cut it.
Yeah.
And I was eating like any kind of donuts or anything that I see, like oranges, donuts, and everything in Brooklyn.
Hmm.
And I remember I left like a bag of pretzels and additional gels like here at home. So at the time that I was going to reach mile 17, where my cheer squad was here, I could grab those ones from here. And I called my friend Pooja. Shout out to Pooja, by the way. I was like, Pooja, like, make sure you bring those bags, like, with you when I pass by. And she did. But by then I think I had eaten like so many like donuts and oranges and bananas and all that stuff that I was like full. I'm
Yeah.
like, I need to keep getting my gels, but I cannot have any more food. So for a couple of miles, I'm carrying like a bag of pretzel.
Icon.
Then you're gonna see me like you see my pictures carrying a bag of
I
pretzel.
can't
But
wait.
I
I
ended
need
up
to
like
see
the
these
brands. I'm like,
pictures.
I know I'm not gonna eat him. I just like gave him away. So
Oh my god, that's so funny. I don't know if I don't know if I could carry pretzels for that long. I
I
gotta
know.
tell
I
you,
think it was like
I would
about
have.
3 miles.
Oh my god. Okay, that's like a marathon in itself with pretzels. I don't know if I could ever. No, that's awesome. That's so awesome. Did you? Was there anything that like you took from a stranger that was like surprising that they had? Like I always find people have like nerds, like nerds. I always see oranges, bananas.
I mean, they always say like nothing new on marathon day. So
Yeah,
if I
true.
didn't recognize it, like if it was not like a donut or if it's not like piece of bread or orange or banana, I didn't get it. But I think I
You're
saw
so
someone
smart.
in Greenpoint that said caviar. I'm like, who
No.
is caviar?
No. I
That
mean,
would be my
imagine the
pepperoni
people
pretzel.
imagine the people standing there with caviar and they're like, haha, who's gonna take this? And then they just sit there and laugh at you for like the entire day. And you're
I
like, oh,
know. I think it was caviar, like in that. I think it was in Greenpoint, and I think I saw that sign like somewhere one of those like Instagram accounts that like with funny signs. I think I saw like that one coming
caviar?
across caviar. And I'm like, who has caviar?
Who does that? I
I
love
mean,
that.
sodium though.
That's true. That's like the most rare one that I've heard anybody having. That's insane. Okay, so that was in Brooklyn, but backtracking again. So let's go through the course real quick.
Okay.
So you start the race, you're going over
Yes.
the Verrazano.
Yes.
Like you're looking to the left and right. Are you like, oh my god, like what were you thinking? Because by then, like all the nerves, obviously you're a little nervous still, but like everything had gone. You started the race. Like what are you thinking?
So the first thing I was thinking, it was like make sure that you go at a very slow pace.
Smart.
Because when I completely forgot about it. I'm like, wait a second. I see everybody's like passing me like flying. Because
It's
we
okay.
start at 9:10. And I'm like, oh, I'm getting like, too fast. So I look at my watch and I'm like, just go a little bit slower. And I'm like, I feel like I'm walking versus everyone. So I deliberately slow my pace. But I don't know, like probably because I train a lot on the Queensboro that the bridges didn't hit me that hard.
Yeah, I feel like that's it feels like a hot take, but it's really not. Like I think anybody that runs in New York that I've talked to has pretty much the same viewpoint. Like if you run Harlem Hill, you're like, oh, the Verrazano doesn't really feel like anything.
Yeah.
But I guess if you're not from New York and you're not running in New York, like it could feel like a massive 2% hill or
Yeah.
4% hill. I don't even know what it is. But yeah, no, that's good to hear. That means you trained well, you know? um, okay. So Brooklyn's like a lot of the course.
Yeah, but I always say
Other,
like the first awesome feeling was coming down to Verrazano when you start seeing the
oh
crowds
yeah,
and
it's
because
crazy.
I put my name on the front and everyone's
You
like
have to.
Marisol. It's the first time I hear my name, Marisol. You go, Marisol, and I have the
Yes.
Mexican flag, Vamos Mexico. And I'm like, oh my god, this is my parade.
Yes. And you have to act that way because it's what's going to get you through. You
I
know what I
know
mean? You're like,
exactly.
wait,
So
who
that
are
feels
these
very
people?
very cool. So I do remember that part very well.
I love that. And then also, it's like a very steep downhill. So you kind of feel like you're flying a little bit.
Yeah,
I always like that part, but you obviously can't go too crazy because
you
you're only
cannot
at
go too
like mile
crazy.
two. You're like not even mile two. I don't even think. Yeah. So then you're in Brooklyn for a while. Other than the caviar, were there any like sights and sounds and things that you heard or saw that were notable?
I saw a funny sign that said, "Your ex's new girlfriend could never."
Love it.
I freaking love that one.
It's so good. It's so good. I saw
That
some
was
pretty
one
good
of the
signs
best
this
signs
year.
that I saw.
That's funny. That's really funny. I like
I
that.
know. I know.
Okay, so coming out of Brooklyn, you go into Queens, and over the Pulaski, you're at halfway. What are you thinking, other than your hip is in pain that we
Well, the
heard
first
before,
thing
or
is like,
almost in pain?
I was looking forward to meet my friend Fazila, who
Hmm.
was waiting for me at the bottom of the Pulaski Bridge. And from there, I kind of like a blackout a little bit because of the pain. I'm like, I need to get to the
Yeah,
Queensboro Bridge.
that's always a tough spot for me, like I was saying
Yeah,
before. Okay, so you thrive on the Queensboro. A lot of people don't because it's really quiet.
I know. But for me,
Um,
that's the part that gave me confidence and I knew that I was going to finish.
yeah, like having the crowds or having the Queensboro and then having the crowds.
Yeah.
You mean? Yeah, yeah. Um, okay, so then you're in the Bronx for like a little bit.
Yeah.
you're on First Ave when you come off the Queensboro, then you go into the Bronx a little bit. What were you feeling then? Like what was keeping your confidence up other than like people cheering your name? Were you like, oh, if I make it to, like, I feel like when I'm at this point in the race, like if I get to mile 17, I'm like, okay, two more to 19 and then one more to 20. And then when I make it to 20, it's almost over. Like what was your thought
Well,
process?
when I was at the Bronx, I knew that it was going to be a mile and a half, like
Yeah.
not even two
Yeah.
miles. So whatever was happening in the Bronx, and that was the only part that I didn't practice on.
Mm-hmm.
So living on First Avenue, so I was just running all the way to First Avenue. I'm like, well, I don't know how the Bronx is like to run solo. So let me, because I don't know the traffic,
Mm-hmm.
etc. So let me just like go to the places that I know. And I always like turn on 124th Street, and then from there go straight to Fifth Avenue. So in the Bronx, it was like, just let me find out, go with the flow. I know it's a huge party, and it was.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and it was very loud. I do remember a lot of noise and a lot of music all around.
Always.
But that was by then. It was like the legs start, like my feeling was spot on. I never felt like tired. The
Mm-hmm.
only thing that I felt is my legs were start hurting a little bit more. But I
Okay.
discovered biofreeze. So biofreeze, I think, was very
Yes.
helpful. But I had to apply
Yes.
like multiple times on First Avenue in the Bronx. As I was coming down on Fifth Avenue.
Yeah. Did you carry it with you? Or
No,
did you take it
no, but
from
I can see that was the best part because you see like all the spots, like like the water stations and this and that, and like the morning gels, but like you can pretty much run without any of that, depending.
Yeah.
Because you're gonna see people with water with Mexican Coca Cola.
Oh, you saved me. That is a new side note for everybody listening. That is a new thing that I learned from you, and it was you, Coach Harry, and MFC, and you were like, you have to try Mexican Coca Cola, and I was like, all right. And then last year when you gave it to me, I am a dummy, and I closed the lid, and it was carbonated, and it exploded everywhere. But
I
it saved
removed the
me.
gas before I gave it to you.
You did. No, you did. If there's one thing everybody needs to know about this, in this podcast about you, other than that you're a rock star marathoner, is that you're like the best cheerleader. So
Oh, thanks.
she did take out all of the carbonation. It was my fault, but that's my ritual that stuck with me from you.
And in fact, I don't drink soda. I don't drink
I
soda,
don't
and
either,
that was the
ever.
first time. Like this race, it was the first time that I got a sip of Coca Cola,
Hmm.
and I
Yeah, that
could
was
tell it, and I could tell like, okay, this is why.
yeah, yeah, right. It's
Yeah,
the
but this
that
is
is
what I
the
love.
only
Like
time I
everybody
drink
has
soda.
food and treats and drinks and sodas and pizza and like
It's a party. It's a
like
party.
alcohol, like liquor, everything. Anything. It's right there.
It's so true. It's so true. What were your thoughts on Fifth Ave? I feel like that's some like a portion of the course that people don't typically like.
So before as I was approaching Fifth Ave, I was passing by Marcus Gravy Park,
Hmm.
and I bumped into Janine Vernon. She
Oh
was
my
there.
gosh, the
So
best.
this is the thing. I was seeing people in Brooklyn. I saw you. Brooklyn and Queens. I saw you. I saw my friend Fazila, and I was like in full marathon mode, like hi,
Yeah,
kiss, bye. Once I
yeah,
came
you
down
were.
from the Fifth Ave, from I'm sorry, from the Queensboro Bridge, if I will see like friends, I was just holding like for my life, like I got emotional,
Like,
but I wasn't
please.
running, but I was got start getting more emotional, right? So at first I saw like on First Avenue, saw Mariana's cousin Anna, and I'm like, oh, and then my friends here in Mile 17, oh, and I saw like first, like, oh, so
That's
I'm
funny.
coming down, like I see Janine Byrne, and I'm like, oh,
Save me.
and then she's like, you need to see Coach Bennett, and I'm like, huh? He's right over there, and I'm like, okay, but it didn't hit me. It was the Coach Bennett from Nike.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so he was
What?
standing in front of her. So I
That's so
go,
cool.
like, I don't know who are you. Of course, I knew like later, but like, duh, like, oh, Coach Bennett.
Save me, Coach Bennett.
And I was like, this is my first marathon. They told me to come to see you, but this is my first marathon. And he's like, this is your first marathon? I'm like, yeah. The best 4 miles of your race are ahead of you.
Hmm.
I'm like,
I love that.
and I kept
I
going.
love that.
And I kept
That's
seeing friends
amazing.
more, like, see more, find more friends of the time. And I'm like, oh.
That's so funny. Was there any part of you that was like a little bit sad that it was almost over? I know I'm like a weirdo in saying that, but I get that at every race,
I was
especially
entering
New
to
York.
Central Park.
Yeah, you get like a little teary eyed, right? I'm like, wow, this is especially for you. You're like stopping and having a party, and you're like,
I
you're
mean,
just
I
like
was
having the time
enjoying
of
it.
your
If you
life.
see pictures, I tried to make
You had a
sure
smile.
that I was
Yeah,
having the time of my life. I
yeah,
mean, it was you only run your first marathon once in your life.
that's right.
I wasn't sure if I was. I'm not sure. I think I have one or two left in me, but
We're
I'm not
saying
sure
it
when
here
it's
right
gonna
now. You
happen
do.
because it took a lot of time, and especially when
Yeah.
my work is very very demanding. But yeah, I would say like I made sure that I was smiling and saying hi to people and enjoying and dancing and absorbing the love of the crowds. But yeah, I think that part was when I got into Central Park and I knew the course even more. I'm like,
Hmm.
yeah, this is about over. Let me make sure I just absorb everything. You see me with
Yeah.
a smile, but yeah, that's when it hit me. Like, okay, I know that I'm
I
going to finish, but it's coming to an end.
It's true. You always have a smile. I mean, you were in full marathon mode when I saw you though at mile six seven. Um 6 7. Yeah, arms wide open with a big smile on your face, but you look so strong.
Thank you.
And then yeah, fast forwarding, final reflections here. What was the first thing you noticed as you approached the finish line in Central Park? Like, was there one thing that stuck out to you, or was it just like, I need to make it to that chip reader that's going to say that I finished this race?
So the first thing is like my Apple Watch said I had already reached marathon, and
Of
I still have
course.
like probably 200
Yeah.
meters, 300 meters left. So I'm like, okay, like my legs hurt. Stay by the blue line.
Yeah. Hmm.
That's what
That's
I did.
smart. I like
Stay on
that.
the blue line. Stay on the blue line.
Hmm. And did it go by quickly, or
Yeah.
did it feel like it was dragging? Yeah.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
it went by quickly.
Love it. And what was the first emotion that hit you when you crossed the line?
I crossed the finish line and I thought I was going to be crying crossing. I didn't. I was so happy. And I like one thing that Coach Harry from New York Road Runners told me, like, he gave me a debrief like before. Well, he was in Australia doing his
Of course he
triathlon
was.
or Ironman or I don't know whatever he was doing over there, but one of those like crazy tournaments. He told me like, please, Marisol, I beg you, please, 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 once you cross the finish line, do not look at your watch.
Do
Raise
not
your
click the
arms in
button.
victory, and I want all your pictures being like this. And I'm like, okay, Coach Harry, we'll do that one. So that's the first thing I did. Once like I was able to stop my watch, I look at the girl like next to me, and I'm like, what the heck was that? And I hug her. Like I was very happy. And I'm
Oh,
like, holy crap, what the heck was that? I didn't say
that's
heck, of course, but
crazy. Yeah. You can cuss on the pod, but you don't have to.
yeah,
Um, no, that's awesome. And shout out Coach Harry too, while we're talking about Coach Harry.
yeah.
I feel like if you disappoint Coach Harry at the finish line, it's like, what are you even running for?
I
After he gives you a solid debrief from wherever he is.
I know. And then I approached the medals, and that's when it hit me when I started crying when I got this beautiful medal, which is gorgeous, by the way.
Oh, it's so
I see
gorgeous.
the elevation of the course.
That's
It's
so
right
I
over
did
you.
see that. That's
It is cool.
insane.
This is a Verrazzano.
That is
Somewhere over here.
so cool. It's one of the best major medals of the year, in my
Yes,
opinion.
it's
I
gorgeous.
think
It's beautiful.
they
So
killed it.
worth it. I will run
They
another.
killed it.
I will run another marathon if I will get this medal.
Okay, she said it here. She said it here first. No, no, I love it. And so you put the medal on. You do the little walk of not shame, the walk of pride,
Yeah.
out of the park, and the marathon after the marathon. What was the first thing you did?
Besides FaceTiming my mom and FaceTiming my sister and FaceTiming MFC, I could walk in, and I have to give huge shout out to my friends Pooja and Veronica who ho- held the party here at my place, my annual marathon party. My friends still came to my apartment, and showed up. I think I had like probably 20, 25 people. I don't know. I lost count, but it was incredible seeing everyone cheering outside. And Veronica and Pooja were making sure that everything was in order. So after I passed here, they went to meet me at the meet and greet or wherever the family
Hmm.
reunion, point of reunion. And my friend Veronica, being my friend Veronica, she's incredible. She's incredible, incredible. So she had asked me, "Can I spray you with champagne?" And I'm
Did
like,
you do it?
"Sure, but I don't know how you're gonna do it." I'm like, "Okay." So somehow she was able to convince the NYPD guy cop to let her pass, like the a runners only area, because
Yeah.
it's like we need to spray her. It's gonna get messy. We do it in front of everyone. So the cop was like, "Okay, but it has to be in this corner. You cannot, get like any further than here." So as I'm approaching the exit, I see my friends, Puja and Veronica, Puja holding the camera, Veronica holding a bottle of bubbly, and they spray me. So those, like the
Wow.
ponchos with the hoodie, perfect.
Oh my God. Wait, I love that. It's like a new end of marathon tradition now. It has
Yes,
to
it
be.
should
I
be.
feel
All
like for
marathons
you,
should
right?
finish that way.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. No, I love it. And wrapping up here, last question.
Oh,
Well, actually, second to last question. Would you run the New York City Marathon again? That's my first question.
absolutely.
Yes. Okay, love this.
I think I still have
And
another New York in me. Yeah.
oh, you absolutely do. I
Yeah.
you know you're only going to get complete confidence from me in you. So, um and yeah, from start to finish, how would you describe the New York City Marathon as a whole experience?
The best day of my life.
Love it.
The
I
best
love
day of
it.
my life. I mean, you cannot, I know the majority of the people who are going to see this are runners, but if you have a non runner friend, please tell them that running the New York City Marathon is a love letter to yourself. You learn
I
so
agree.
much about yourself during this
Hmm.
process. It's not only one day, it's like all the months that lead to that. And you'll be
Hmm.
surprised of all the hard things that you're capable to do.
It's so true.
Everything
It's
else, I mean, and I gotta say, like, I personally, I was going through a little rough patch the week before the marathon that I wish, I mean, I was excited like a month before. Oh my God, it's a marathon. I had like the butterflies and all that stuff. And this personal event
Mhm.
made me do my last runs with so much anger that I'm like, I was very pissed on, like, anger should not fuel me to run the marathon. And as
Mhm.
the race approached, and like, as MFC mentioned, like, when we did the pre shakeout and the shakeouts and the expo and all that stuff, like that was okay. Like I'm in full marathon mode. But now after that, I'm like, you know what? Everything is like secondary. Everything is
Yeah.
secondary. I know I'm capable to do harder things, and that I'm built to do harder things. And that's what matters the most. And you see the world with a total different perspective.
Absolutely. I couldn't agree more. And truly, I was able to, I feel like we've had situations where we're running in the studio or I get to see you in Central Park. So as somebody who got an inside look, and again, as is outside of being friends, obviously, but as someone who got an inside look at your running journey and got to experience some runs with you, I just want to say that I'm so incredibly proud of you
Thank
and
you
the
so
work
much.
that you put into it. And I know that you put every ounce of what you had into training, and look where you are. You're a marathoner. She's in her marathon era. She's in her marathon era. I love it. No, I could not be more proud of you for real.
Thank you so
And
much,
I
dear.
can't wait to cheer for you at the next one. Hopefully at more miles than just 6-7.
Absolutely.
You're the
Thank you
best.
so much, dear. No,
Thank you,
you're the
thank you,
best.
thank
Thank you
you
so
for
much
doing
for
this.
this invitation. It's truly an honor.
You're more than welcome anytime. I love chatting with you. You're the
Thank
best.
you. I love you.
I love you. Okay, my cheeks like actually hurt so bad from smiling that entire track. MSol is such a good friend, and I'm so incredibly proud of her, and I'm so happy she got to share her day at the New York City Marathon with all of you. If you enjoyed this episode, make sure to share it, like it, review it, all of the things. It really helps the show grow. And you can also follow along on Instagram at @the_Allie G Show and follow along with MSol on Instagram at MSol NYC. Thank you so much again for listening, and I will catch you next time on the Allie G Show. Bye.